Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with you. First and foremost, Mr. Bob converted from a Twitch Prime to a Tier 1. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, Mr. Bob, for joining the Tier 1 crew and getting that sweet discount by making your conversion. Hello, Durman. Welcome. Throwing the Bear Cave emote in there. Lego and Scythe, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw them in there. We got a small little crew right now, so we are going to do the whole pre-show hangout thing. Wait to see if a few more folks want to join us on a Thursday evening for some building. Leo's here. Hello, Leo. Reminder, if you're not currently a subscriber, you can get a discount because it's September. So if you want to do that, you can do that. It does not work. It works if you're converting a gift sub to a regular sub or converting a prime sub to a tier 1 sub for the first time. It does not work if you're gifting someone a sub. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully get a few more people in here. We're back to building Gundams. That's right, we got a Gundam. It's been a while since I did a Gundam. I'm excited to work on the GM Command, which is from War in the Pocket. Harold is raiding with a party of 2. Back to true form. Indeed. Look, we're not a Gunpla stream. We are a model kit and Lego building channel that sometimes plays video games, but mostly builds model kits of all kinds. Harold, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Harold's friends. We just started the stream going live a minute or two ago. We're back in it with some model kit building. I was talking about that. I didn't know if this kit was going to arrive today. It said it would arrive either yesterday or today, and then it didn't ship until like this morning, and then it was here. So I don't know what was going on with this thing, but I didn't think it was going to get here in time, and it did, and I'm happy about that because I just want to work on a master grade. I want to work on a master grade. This kit came out in 2018, this version of the kit. As I said, it is from War in the Pocket, 0080. Yeah, this is the colony type version, so it is meant for moving around in colonies and maneuverability. Maneuverability was the word I tried to say and didn't. Harold says I was originally supposed to stream Genesis Mini. It didn't arrive, so I played Bastion instead. Sometimes you gotta call it audible, my friend. This kit, I hate it when things don't arrive on time. Well, that's the thing that I've kind of gotten better at. Is what I should have done was I did a poll for my $10 patrons because my $10 Patreon supporters can vote on what kits I build. And I put this in the list because I thought it would be here by today. And that was a risk that I took. And it won the poll. I shouldn't have put it in the poll. Now, that would have meant that we worked on Gotenks, which Super Saiyan Gotenks, that's going to be a fun kit. I look forward to building that. I bought the kit to build it. But, kind of want to work on a Gundam. So I took a risk there that this would arrive. And I would have called it an audible, which I don't love. All right. Harold just cheered 70 with a bonus 7. Thank you very much, Harold, for your using the Subway emoticon. And I got some bonus. That's another part of it being September. You get some bonus love there. I believe the magic number is 63. If you cheer 63 bits with the bonus, you get 4 or not 4. You get 6 extra bits. That might be wrong. I can't remember exactly how it works. It might be 66 and you get 3 bits. I don't know. But Harold just cheered 70 plus 7, which is nice, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I have been very lucky that since I moved to 6 hours a week of model kit building, I have had enough of a backlog that I have had not to do the thing where I have to go to a store and buy a kit. That happened when I was doing it when I was doing 3 hours a week over 2 streams. I had a bunch of stuff coming from Amazon and it just didn't arrive, and I had to go out and buy stuff, and I don't want to do that. Also, one of the reasons why I wanted to build this kit in particular is one, It looks rad. Let's go to the overhead, and we'll take a look at that. It's a rad looking kit. I'm going to make this bigger. I got to do this, and then I got to do. Oh yeah, I'll do this. That's what I'll do. I'll do this so we can blow it up. It's a rad looking kit. We're making it nice and big. Look at that. It looks awesome. Oh, Harold just earned a new 5K bits badge. Hey, let's throw the Bear Cave emote and the Lego emote and congratulate Harold. On behalf of all streamers that you have given bits to, thank you so much for your continued support of people that do stuff on Twitch. Harold, you're great. Thank you so much for that. That rules. So, as I said, this kit, it looks awesome. I love the head of it. I love the helmet because it doesn't look like it. It looks like a person wearing a helmet, and I really like that. Also, 4 stickers. Now, as you know, we did 2 back-to-back One Piece model kits that were mostly stickers. This has 4 stickers. I went to the overhead because they're all green. That's it. It's just head stickers, and then I think one of these is on the weapon, maybe? I can't remember. But, like, 4 stickers, very few rubber pieces or connectors. This kit is mostly plastic, touching plastic. It has a neat green visor, says Ultron, who is 100% accurate. The green in this is great as well. Hi, Ultron. Happy to have you here, as always. Happy to have all of you here, I should say. Reminder, if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, you got to make sure that you manually renew when it's time to renew. And you want to make sure that your subscription is up to date on what date is it? Oh, you've got some time. The 30th is when I will give away something, which I don't remember what it is. So I'm going to look it up. Build with Bear winners. What's the next model kit or something? Oh! It's the Buster Gundam. The Buster Gundam is going out to somebody. That's in September 2019. That's awesome. The Buster Gundam is going out. That's a great kit. Someone's going to win that at the end of the month. Anyway, Dude Wants His Rug is here. Hello. Let's get to the building process because it's time to build. I did a little bit. I always like to do a little bit to warm my fingers up when it comes to model kit stuff. Get my hands going, get ready to do this. Excited to work on this kit. And yeah, it's a fine looking Gundam. So I didn't link to it, but I talked about today a website listed the top 10 Gundam pilots. Pilots in Gundam series. Not pilots of Gundams. Pilots from Gundam series. Which I think is important because that, lets you include Char. Hi, Christian. Welcome. This list of top pilots from Gundam series did not include Hiro Yui. No, I just like from the importance of Gundam Wing revitalizing the Gundam series to the battles that take place in it, to the fact that Gundam Wing does not have new types, but clearly Hero is a new type. Like, that's definitely what he's about, and what he's like the fact that he can use the Zero system, which like the Wing prototype, the Wing Zero, which uses the Zero system, like they had to scrap it because people couldn't handle it, and they made other Gundams. The other Gundams would come from that. Like all of that. The fact that his iconic "I'll kill you" lines, like great fights. Hiro Yui is a top 10 Gundam pilot, and it seems foolish to not include him. That list. Like, I literally didn't link to it. I just talked shit about it online. Because I was like, nope, I don't care about this list enough to credit it. I don't know what you're thinking. And then someone said that, Duo is better. And Duo Maxwell is in my heart and always will be. Duo is a very good boy. Duo Maxwell is a great mobile suit pilot. He's a great person. He's a great character. He's not a better pilot than by any stretch. But yeah, I'll admit it, folks, I got a little salty about that one. Because I just think, like, some of the choices in there were great, were solid, great pilots. If you're going to but also, like, you're going to include the guy from F91 whose name I can't fucking remember? Really? Like, I respect the deep cut of saying that something from F91 is like top tier. I respect the deep cut, but also no thanks. Nope. 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 Also, nope. 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 Not buying it. I don't know. That was my saltiness of the day. A day that was pretty positive out there. F91 is kind of forgettable. Well, Mr. Bob, like, it came and went, right? Like, it it was supposed to be a TV series, and they were like, no. And then they made a movie that's basically just from the TV scripts. They didn't, like, take the characters and then write a real movie. Like, they wrote some of them that I wrote. They, yeah, it's just, there's stuff that's good in some animation that choices I think are very strong. There's some character choices that are certainly very strong. But it's really disjointed. Uh, Ultron asks, was Ku Araki? I believe Ku was. Koei. Uh, I don't remember Ultron, if that was. The most non-Gundam bad guy of spitting dead things. Yeah, I mean, like, look, your generals, your usuals, your obvious were in there, but I'm just like, I think I was just mostly somewhat taken aback. Look, you're not going to put Domon in there? Fine, I get that. I'm not saying Domon should be on that list. Uh, Domon is one of my favorite Gundam pilots, but I get that I'm a weirdo. Uh, Domon should be on that list. Ultron, what I'm saying is, like, I get that I'm out here advocating for Domon, and that might hurt my case because G Gundam is a mess. But I am here saying that Master Asia should be on that list. That Master Asia is clearly one of the best Gundam pilots in any Gundam series. The undefeated of the East. His hands are his weapons. He's the undefeated of the East, y'all. Like, 100%, I think a strong case could be made. His Gundam is incredible. His fighting style is unbelievable. And yes, he's a bad guy, but that doesn't mean being a great pilot has nothing to do with that. I don't know. Like I said, I got a little salty on the internet today about that, which is an unnecessary thing for me to do. But whatever. Didn't hurt nobody. All right, so then I'm going to put this here. This goes like this. This goes like this. We're working on our chest here. There's some components to this that I'm like, wait, what does this do? How does this work? What is it? What am I doing here? We'll figure it out. If I mess it up, we'll figure it out. Basically, we're doing some stuff so some things move. I don't know. I don't know how this works yet. Figure it out as we go, y'all. Figure it out as we go. All right, so this goes down like this. This goes like this. This goes. Uh, yeah, I didn't. I'll admit, folks, I didn't do much today. I sent a lot of emails. I talked to some people on the phone. I went for a long walk to catch new Pokemon because there are new Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and I want to catch them all or as many as possible. And I did catch a few new ones. I also have a long thing in a quest to I have to catch a lot of Psychic and Steel Pokemon, and you don't see a lot of Steel Pokemon in my area, but I do have a decent number of Psychic, so I was able to catch a few there. Um, Psyduck is just a water type. Psyduck is just a water type, and I forget that all the time, and I catch Psyducks thinking that they're also Psychic, and they're not. They're just water types, and I forget that all of the time, and it is always annoying when I forget that. All right, I'm going to redo this because I think I did this wrong, so we'll just be redoing that. 'Cause I think I did this wrong. I did the other one right. So, I still need a. Yeah, I don't have that one. So they released some of, not all of Gen 5, but they released some of Gen 5, it looks like. Um, so I've been catching some of the normal types um, and the flying types. And that's been mostly fine. Thoughts on Ash winning a Pokemon League? Um, it's awesome. Uh, keep an eye out for the rank 1 raids. Yeah, Leo, I never end up doing raids. My neighborhood does not, like, even at nighttime, even at peak when you think, my neighborhood, no one goes out to do raids. So I have to keep an eye on, like, Discord groups for when people are raiding, and it just never ends up working out. So I never really count on raids, which is a bummer. Uh, is that why I only see like 2 new Pokemon? Yeah, Lashbrook. You're gonna start seeing them in eggs though. Rank 1 raids are super easy. They are, Leo. I just they're not my raids are not my priority at the moment. Uh, so yeah, I'm happy for Ash Ketchum. You know, he's winning some things. So Sun and Moon is such an odd thing because they changed up the art style, and he's back in school, but it's not a reboot of the series, and everything that happened to him happened. So like Misty and Brock show up, and it's this whole thing, and it doesn't make any like, look, it's an anime. It's not supposed to make sense. Nothing is supposed to make sense. But my thing is this: if they were going to reboot the series, do a completely different thing, go in, train her in school, new characters, new island, they take all the Sun and Moon newness. I think that was the way to go. And instead, they want the best of both worlds. They want a complete reboot, and they also want all of the history that's happened in Pokemon to happen. So, no, they're maybe, but like they've changed. Misty is, and like Misty and Brock have stuff going on. They have a history. Things have happened. Like, I understand wanting to have it all. I understand, well, we're going to have Team Rocket show up, even though Team Skull could be fine opponents and whatever. We're still going to have Team Rocket, and we'll introduce some new Pokemon for Team Rocket to want to capture, because we have to do that and all that. And we're going to keep all our history and keep all the events. But it really feels like they could have just said, it's Pokemon, but Sun and Moon is new. And Ash could have just shown up, and then being like, hey, we got you. Hey, you can pick this Pikachu if you want. Oh, this is weird. This isn't a lowland Pikachu. How odd. And instead they were like, no, he's a 10-year-old in school, but he's also been a trainer for 20 years. It's just weird. I like the art style. I'm not opposed to it. I think that obviously Ash looks different and weird, but I don't mind it um, because it is because Sun and Moon is such a departure from the other series in the video game. I don't mind that the anime is also odd looking. They have to do something like the Fairy Odd Parents did to explain why Ash never gets older. Yeah, I mean, like, look, if you're telling me that a mystical Pokemon made Ash forever 10 years old, sure, whatever. Pokemon could. Some Pokemon are aliens. So, okay. If you're telling me that some Pokemon came from the moon and some Pokemon come from other dimensions, then I don't have a problem believing that a Pokemon made it so Ash is immortal and stuck at the age of 10. But the idea that Ash had to go back to school, had to go to Pokemon, Ash had to go to Pokemon school, and that's nonsense. That Pokemon came from the moon, says Harold, with the timely reference. Indeed. It's not wrong, though. There are Pokemon that came from the moon. So, yeah. And Pokemon that can enter your dreams and eat your dreams and are the manifestation of evil thoughts and sad thoughts and feelings and various other nonsensical nonsensities, then yeah, you telling me that some Pokemon made Ash forever young. Uh, or also, hey y'all, when in doubt, it's purgatory. Ash's soul is forever trapped in a body that looks like he's that. All his adventures are of his own. It's all purgatory. There we go. Case closed. That's the real truth to the whole series. This is all a manifestation of Ash and his attempts to. It's like Angel Beats, yeah. It's like redacted because I don't want to say. I'm not going to say the name of this anime, and but there's an anime that came out this season that's not one of the ones we talk about. It's not one of the ones I watched. But then someone went ahead and just told me the spoiler. Again, this is an anime that I'm not talking about today. I have not talked about. It's a show I don't watch. But like basically they were just like, yeah, the twist is magic. And you're like, great. The twist was magic. I'm like, come on. It's a show about magic, and they're like, yeah, one of the characters is magic. Did you see Who the Hell series Ben did for LR a few years back? The Pokemon episode was ours. I have not seen that, Harold. I will. I'll Google it. That sounds fun. All right, so we're building our cockpit here. We've been doing the chest unit, so it's time to build our cockpit. It's time to put some things in places and get some. We got our pilot here. Got to put our pilot in there. There. So this is a mass-produced Gundam. It is it is meant for war. This is war in the pocket. I understand. I respect it. I get it. This Gundam doesn't it's got beam sabers. It's got a machine gun. That's it. Doesn't have a big jaws of life that uses a weapon. It doesn't have a big mace or a scythe or anything. It doesn't have a gun that's bigger than it. It's fine. It keeps its beam sabers behind its shield and extra magazines for the gun behind its shield, and that's fine. I do like a big old. You know me. I love a Gundam with a bunch of big choices that you're like, wait, why are these choices for this kit? That's not on here. No dragon hands. No. Yes. Well, yeah, it's a mass-produced unit. This isn't designed for a person. This is designed for people, right? And that's a big thing in Gundam that I appreciate. It's like the gun cannon is, hey, we got a bunch of people who can pilot the gun cannon. We got a ton of people who can pilot the gun cannon. Someone got blown up. Well, we got someone else that will pilot the gun cannon. No problem. But then when you're like, I'm rich and I got a bunch of plans and I made the Epion. And you're like, I pilot the Epion. 2 people have ever piloted the Epion. It's special. It's a merging of the talkies with the Gundams. Like, I get that. That's a special case. Only expensive models get funnels and bits. Yes. Need lots of fodder for hero characters. Yeah. Yeah, people are going to ride their Leos into battle and make their dreams, write home to people about and say, like, hey, I'm piloting a mech right now. I'm a mobile suit pilot. Infamusin? 89? Infamous. Infamous M? Hello and welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Reminder, folks, if you're watching because you follow my Twitch links or you're searching for Gundam or whatever, you can hit the follow button, turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. That is helpful for me. I got an L36 and B4. So much for this kit. Infamous works for me. Haha. I'm very bad at reaming names, so thank you. Yeah, Infamous. I was just like, Infamous. Nope, that's wrong. Infamous, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking out the stream. B4. Great. Yeah, I'm happy to be working on a mobile suit again. It's been a little while. Like a proper big old kit. This did come out in 2018. Obviously, the older series than that, but this was a 2018 release. There are only 4 regular stickers, and there are some water slides, but none of the water slides are essential, so I don't think I'll be doing them for this kit. That could change. I could suddenly decide that I want to put some on there, because there are a few that are kind of neat, but none of them tell me I definitely need to put this on there. So I'm not expecting to. And one of the benefits of this kit is there's a lot of like, hey, these 4 stickers, they're numbered. I love that. The instructions have some English in them, which is very beneficial to me. Obviously, not necessarily necessary. But when you get a kit that actually comes out in the U.S., it's nice to have that. I can always appreciate that when a kit has, information in a language that I can understand. And heck yeah, there we go. Stuff done here. Our cockpit is in there. Now we can connect the different pieces here. All right. Ooh, that slides in there nice. This is I read a review of this kit, and the very first line said, "This is the sturdiest kit I have built in a long time," and I can feel it. Like, obviously, there's some mobility with the arms here that's built in, but this interlocked so nicely. It does feel like this is going to be a nice little kit here. uh, a nice sturdy kit, and I do not mind that because that Hono that we built was, I mean, obviously it's a different thing. That was a high grade, but still felt a little flimsy comparatively. So I'm excited to work on a kit that feels a little more stable. Video game stuff. Check my YouTube because I posted some videos, a video of my stream from last night. It's also available on VOD. Uh, Last night was really fun. I played Kind Words, which, if you're at all interested in Kind Words, is $5 on Steam. I recommend getting it as soon as possible because it will only deteriorate as it becomes. It's just we're just waiting for somebody big and awful to know about it before it just gets ruined. So it's right now a very cool uh, experience, gaming experience. Uh, Leo says, "Oh, you saw the Christian says saw the Jibaku room. Yes, John Baum played it. Waypoint was talking about it a bit. I played it last night, and it's really interesting. I mean, some of it was, we didn't answer every letter because some of it was things that I wasn't comfortable like getting into and stuff that I didn't feel like I could help with at all. There's a lot going on in that game, in that experience. That's interesting. Uh, yes, yes. Infamous. You're right. There is the ability to troll in that game is strong. We had one thing where someone was talking about a reference to something that I didn't look up, but felt like it was a attempt at someone like trolling. For the most part, it's still felt very generous and very earnest um, in uh, in what it was trying to do, and I do appreciate what that game is trying to do. So I did like it. Leo, I can't make Nintendo release Goose Game any earlier. You just gotta wait. Just know, Goose Game's great. Um, I haven't tried any of Apple Arcade because my phone is. Hey, y'all, my phone does not have room for Apple Arcade. My phone is still has a mic jack on it. I'm so hyped for games, Sister Bob. Hell yeah. Eventually I will get Apple Arcade and I'll play a bunch of games. But I just spent $5 on Kind Words, and obviously you're getting a lot more for $5 with the Apple Arcade. But I was like, I don't need it right now. Um, Wild Hearts is great. I played Wild Hearts at PAX. It's one of the few games I played at PAX. I really enjoyed it. Um, Obviously, there are a bunch of games that came out that people are really invested in and really excited about that I just have not had time to check out myself. But I'm happy that people are playing games and enjoying games. Uh, I'm happy for my friends, to play whatever's coming out. Like some of the bigger games aren't things that I'm interested in right now. I really loved Borderlands. I really disliked Borderlands 2. I stopped playing the pre-sequel, and also feel incredibly conflicted about in any way, shape, or form supporting the current version of Gearbox. While you wait, you should buy Wild Hearts. I was playing it before the stream, and it's rad as hell. Yeah, Lashbrook, I'm hyped for it. I played it at PAX and really, really enjoyed it. Um, Hyped for small games. Yeah, yeah. Like, look, I've never been into Gears. I've just never been into the Gears of War. It's never been into that series. Not interested in this one. Happy that people are having fun with it. I will probably watch people play Horde mode when they get enough people together. Uh, but it's just not something that appeals to me. So I have not put any attempts to pick it up. All right, now we're putting this back here. All right. I've been told that there has never been a better time to play video games. Ultron, I do believe that's true. This week is pretty incredible as far as games. Um, I can tell you, Untitled Goose Game, real good. That is a thing that I will definitely make time for. Um, yeah, I'm also like looking forward to people's wrap ups about Apple Arcade and like reading or watching people, like talking about the ones that really stand out to them because there are a lot of them, uh, of which I do not have room for on my phone, and my iPad is old. I bet a lot of them would play fine on my iPad, but my iPad is a second gen iPad Mini, and uh, it doesn't like Keynote anymore with a lot of videos. Regular Keynote, like just text, no problem. I know I shouldn't day one purchase games, but Link's Awakening may get me to break that rule. I mean, Mr. Bob, I feel like I don't want to call it a safe bet. I would call that fair, I would call that a fairly safe bet, my friend. I mean, unless you want to watch way more of the art style because you're just a little worried it might not hold up for the whole time. It's Zelda, you good. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. Some people sleep on Link's Awakening. Haha, nailed it. I think it's a quality game. Um, but also I don't know how the port is. I don't know how it plays. I don't know how it feels and the changes and how it runs on the Switch. All that stuff. There was early reports of frame rate issues, but it sounds like that's mostly fixed. Well, that's good. I hope so. Yeah, I heard the handheld had some frame rate stuff in handheld mode, and you know, a lot of people, it is a console that they occasionally take places, like on a plane, and mostly it's docked because they don't have a commute that allows them to play games. And other people, that is their main thing, and that's how they play their Switch. So docked versus undocked is important to some people, and other people doesn't matter at all. Uh, Link's Awakening DX in the 3DS store for like $5. See if you just want. Yeah, if you're just like, I want to come play it. Yeah, you could do that. That's certainly an option. L. L3. Ooh, odd shape. Odd shape piece. Coming in with an odd shape. Uh, Mr. Buzz, I'm already there. I have some fantastic memories of Link's Awakening in junior high study hall. I want to see the Uni Art style so bad. Yeah. And the original and the first game I ever played on a Game Boy as a little kid. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that, like, some people have nostalgia for it. Other people were just like, that's the one I didn't play because I didn't know it was good. None of my friends played it. You know, I get that. All right, so this goes on here. Got the, not a head antenna, but a shoulder antenna, which is a fun choice. And then this goes like this. Maybe we get the Oracle games the same engine. Hmm. It took over 20 years to find out it was inspired by Twin Peaks. Yeah. And like that's been like blown out of proportion in some ways and like kind of focused in others that like it's not like a tribute to Twin Peaks or anything. It's just that it's something that somebody was really into when they were making it. And like then with that context you're like, yeah, okay. Uh see. The all Game Boy Zelda games are top shelf. So I don't like Minish Cap, but that's fine. I don't have to like Minish Cap. I don't think it's good. And I'm a little salty about it. Scary, what's up, Scary Gary? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, I don't think Minish Cap is good, but I don't have to think. That doesn't have to change your opinion of it, with any of them. Okay, so then we're gonna do 9 and then 8. We're gonna finish off our chest here. We are almost done with the chest. This is A lot of intricate pieces here, and I'm really into it. I'm very much into this build so far. Good interlocking pieces. I actually haven't played Minish Cap, but I guess I was referring to. Okay, yeah, those games. Okay, yes, Link's Awakening and the Oracle games. I get what you're saying. Uh, like I understand. And those games are all excellent, and I really enjoyed them. I mean, I also, I'm the person that likes Spirit Tracks. I don't know, man. I don't know why. I really like Spirit Tracks, and so what do I know? That's one of my favorite Zelda games. So who can say? Who can say who knows what about anything? Take my opinion with a big old grain of salt. I'm a big old fan of that one. I was so foolish to get rid of my Game Boy games. Game Boy Advance games, yeah. Spirit Tracks was a jam, and I loved the overworld music. Yeah, I did too. Really liked the music in that game. Alright, so this goes this. You can tell this is a mass-produced model because it's like the colors are very muted. There's not a lot of personality. There's personality in this kit, but it all is personality that's also function. There's a lot of function in these choices because if this was like a main show, mainstream solo Gundam, there'd be a gold all over the place, right? And like you're seeing gray instead of gold. I think that's a good indication that this is supposed to be a mass-produced model, even though it's a Gundam. All right. There's a Gundam series, yeah. The GM Command is it is a military application of technology, uh, and not someone like suddenly having resources to create something they've been doodling, or it's been in their heads in a vision. That kind of a mobile suit. This isn't that. This is, well, how do we, increase efficiency of the blah blah? Well, we need to make 1,000 of these. So, what materials can we make it out of? And well, we have these Well, if we make it with this gun, we could just use it. The magazines work across all these productions. That kind of thing. It's still got style. Don't get me wrong. It has style. It just doesn't have the same kind of style that some other shows have. Right. Should we do this right? Looks like a dressed down version of the new colors. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's like, look, it's got its red, it's got some green, it's got some choices, but it is for the most part pretty much like, here's the thing, here's what it is, and hey, we went with this color, and we got a lot of earth tones. We got a whole lot of earth tones for this mobile suit. All right, there's that. Guess we can. Let me just see here. Yeah. Let's build the head. We built the chest. Time for the herd. I'm gonna drink a little water. Hey, maybe you should drink some water. It's just an option. You don't have to. Maybe you want to. Yesterday, which I knew I was gonna do a game stream yesterday. Uh, Not grind style. If you want to have a beer, hey, I'm not here to tell you not to. Uh, you know, as an adult, I will say that people should imbibe things safely and smartly, and they should look out for themselves. That moderation is a good thing. I'll say that as a as a person that has been living on this earth for a while. I'll say all that. But certainly, if you want to have a Thursday night brew or a Thursday afternoon brew, or after work drink, a late evening beverage, hell yeah. Um, yeah, I did games yesterday, and I was gonna do a Twitch Sing stream because I genuinely enjoy Twitch Sings, but yeah, my throat was kind of giving me some. There's beer. There's water somewhere in beer. That is true, Leo. Technically, that is true. Um, that there is water in beer. There's water in soda too. Um, no, yeah, my voice is. I got a little bit of the. I'm gonna sneeze actually. This is really annoying. We'll see. I, I guess not. I guess I'm not gonna sneeze. That's incredibly frustrating because I just paused the stream to not sneeze. Um, yeah, no, what was I gonna say? Yeah, my voice is just like a little scratchy, and I was like, I just don't want to push it. Harold, have a great night. I have 46 grams right now. Well, enjoy that. Um, Harold, you take it easy. Thank you very much for the raid. Thank you for the bits. Uh, that was a MT. Hmm. I. All right, we got our first sticker. We got a little part of our. We're gonna put a sticker here on our inner framework, and we'll do that now. I just replied you too to my TV. Thank you, Harold. I'll see you soon, friend. Reminder for everybody, including Harold, that my Saturday stream, my next build stream is on Saturday, will be earlier than normal. It will be at 6 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 p.m. So that's 3 hours early. It will still be 2 hours, but it will start early. My apologies. I am picking up a shift and working this Saturday. Um, the only place that I have consistent work at is going dark. So I'm not working on the 29th, which I normally would work on. So I picked up this shift to kind of even it out. And then I'm off for 2 weeks, which is a bummer. Not only because that's a lack of income, but also because I really enjoy working there. I really like working at the Brooklyn Comedy Collective. And putting on and helping shows get put on there. I did pick up a gig. I am going to be working at the world famous Hammerstein Ballroom as part of New York Comic Con. There will be New York Comic Con panels at Hammerstein. They have not been listed. I do not know what they are, but I will be working there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Which is cool. I also don't know exactly what I'm doing there. My contact who got me this gig was like, "Hey, we have a meeting soon about what responsibilities, what we need to get done, and what the building does, and what we need to do because it won't be teching." My one fear, if I'm afraid of anything, my one fear would be line control, which I can do, but it's always working outside. It's always making people unhappy, and folks want to come see a celebrity or want to get free stuff, and they want to get in and don't want you to tell them they can't do the thing that they want to do because they spent a lot of money to be here and they didn't know the subway would be slow on a Saturday or whatever. So I don't really want to do line control, like outside line control, but like whatever. If that's a job, that's a job. My hope is that I will be able to make use of my skills. Uh, as I said, they I don't expect to be, uh, you know, behind a light board or a soundboard, but I do expect to be like a gopher. or like a problem solver, or you know, maybe even like my experience at it being working behind the scenes on stuff. It might make sense to have me be somebody who is chatting with folks about what they need, uh, and trying to accommodate guests. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but uh, I'm happy to have it. Yeah, I had reached out to a friend a while ago about working near Comic Con, and then they ended up not needing me. And then I was like, oh, all right, well, I'll just go and see it because I can get a badge from a friend. And then that seemed to be harder than previous years. And that was like, oh, okay. And then when I found out that uh, Brooklyn Comedy Collective was going to be dark, and I suddenly had free time, I was like, all right, I should try to work this thing. And now I am. That will mean that in a couple weeks, my schedule will be weird for streaming. It will be unusual because I will be working very long hours on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So I don't know when I'm going to be streaming. I don't know what my streaming schedule will be, but it will be atypical. Most likely, I will stream Wednesday night instead of Thursday, and Sunday night instead of Saturday. Like that's as far right now. That's what I think will happen. Um, uh, that is my guess of what my schedule is going to be like. It could be different than that, but that's my thinking. Um, which is obviously not. Oh, thank you so much for the cheers, Solf. I really appreciate that. Make that bread. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean it's like working in an environment I want to work in. It means that since the theater isn't working on Sunday, that the Hammerstein doesn't have panels on Sunday, I will be able to take the badge I have and actually go see the show and see people, which is exactly what I want to do because I won't really have time for that. Uh, but also, I've worked at the Hammerstein a couple times. I really like that venue. I'm very excited about working that venue again, and hopefully, hopefully it'll be a really fun experience. Yeah, but I'd reached out to some people about working boots, and I'm excited about where I'm ending up there. Uh, Hopefully, it will be a pleasant experience. All right, so that goes like that, and then this goes. Oh. Put this here. I'm going to use sponger here. Oh yeah, let's throw the bear cave. I forgot about those. Throw the emotes in there. And thanks, Self, for all of those Subway emoticon cheer. Really appreciate that. Support always means a lot to me, folks. Thank you for that. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two, and I will describe ways that you can support the channel if you are so inclined and able to. All right, so it goes like that. This doesn't really sit too well in there, but oh, Silver Streak is now hosting my stream. Thank you so much for the host, Silver Streak. I appreciate that. Hosting is awesome. Even if you don't have a huge viewership, just it tells somebody you didn't know about my stream that hey, I'm checking this out. So I really appreciate that. Just finished streaming the end of Control and saw Pat streaming. Good timing on my part. Heck yeah. It's very, very nice of you. Thank you for hosting the stream. All right, so this is going to go here. And then this goes this. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so that goes like that. Then N111. Put the back of the head on this. But yeah, we will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. But I want to finish the head here. we're making some good progress on this kit. And we are almost halfway done with our stickers, which is always nice. Because as you know, we had so many stickers on our One Piece kits. Control is amazing. Control is amazing. It is, not that I've played a lot of games this year, even though there are a lot of great games. I just haven't played as many just for financial reasons, as to be honest. It's just like financially, I was like, had to be smarter about the games I play and play a lot of smaller and free experiences, some of which were not great. But Control is, I know, will be on my list, even if it's a top 5 games of the year list. It's definitely going to be there. Oh, Bad Gunpla is rating with a party of 29. Wow. Saz is here. Hello. Hello, Bad Gunpla. Welcome. And we got a new follower by TYA. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hello. For those of you that don't know, that haven't watched the streams before, some new followers. I stream 3 times a week model kit building, Lego sets. I usually do 1 stream a week that is video games. I did that last night. I am certainly an amateur when it comes to model kit building. Controls on the top of my I wish I wasn't poor list. Says Infamous, which I appreciate. Thank you for all the new followers. Mike and Bad Gunpla and Sibanshi. Welcome. Thank you for all of you for following. And yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, if you can, Infamous, Control is the game that, hey, there's a flash sale or something. Oh, it's a little less expensive. Pick it up because it's pretty good. Oh, nice, Saz. Welcome back. A Bad Gunpla pun. I mean, I feel like I need a Bad Gunpla pun if I've been raided by Bad Gunpla. I feel like that's... Control had one of the coolest segments I've played, if not this year, then possibly the entire generation. Holy crap. Yeah, Control is a series of very strong, interesting, weird, small moments, which is in a framework that I really like, and I totally love that. What kind of mobile armor has the ability to use the GN drive? Shaz, I don't know. What? The Trans Am. Hey, you said you were going to give me a bad pun. I said, sure, give me a bad pun. That is a bad pun. So thank you, Silver. Or Shaz. And Silver, thank you for talking about Control. You don't feel like you have to hush up. Control's honest with me, consider finally picking up an RTX card. Yeah, I mean, look, do I wish that my computer ran it better? Sure. Do I wish they had optimized for my 970? Like, yeah, it's still good. It's still fun. It's not perfect. It's still got some remedy-ness to it. I'm having a lot of trouble with these, and I don't know why. I'm going to take a closer look here, see if we can figure out why I'm having such an annoyance getting these to pop in. Oh, there we go. I think the problem was that I was using, although I was putting them on the wrong side. Weird problem to have. Man, I should buy that game. Yeah, I think Control's pretty great. Wrong side issue, yeah. Yeah, just oh, that's why it wasn't working. I was putting it the wrong way. User error. I don't know, there's some unique elements to this kit, or, fairly unique. I won't say it's like reinventing anything, but there are a few things in here that are a little different. All right, so now we have to put, hey, it's time for another sticker. Remember, there are only 4 stickers that we're applying today. or in this build, not today, but in this build, and that fucking rules. Uh, why did WoW Classic have to come out? Oh yeah, they did the meme. Uh, yeah. Look, it's WoW Classic, right? Like, do I want to see a Leroy Jenkins meme in anything? Not really. Do I feel okay about it being in WoW Classic? I mean, yeah. That feels like if you're gonna do it, do it. So we'll apply the sticker here. I'm going to pop the sticker off for a second and talk about this one thing. So a lot of times when you're dealing with high grades, right? This is the master grade, not a high grade, obviously. But when you're dealing with high grades, stickers are to um, make up for a lot of shortcomings, right? Because it's high grade, it's cheaper. It is in compared to a master grade, compared to a real grade, it's inexpensive, right? So you're going to make up for a lot of shortcomings of, well, they didn't paint this, they didn't use 3 layers of plastic here, we'll put a sticker on there. In this case, we've got a green sticker to apply over some clear green plastic. And I don't know if you have to do it. Yes, to answer your question, Silver Streak, uh, kits these days, if you're buying a Bandai kit, there's other companies that do it as well. I primarily kind of do that. No, these are snap kits. These are kits that are either snapping together plastics or maybe have some rubber connectors. And if you're dealing with some kits, they're going to have more rubber than others as a way to connect them. You're mostly going to deal with glue for errors. And by errors, I mean, oops, I was pulling this piece out and I cut it in half. I'm going to use glue here, or especially some kits in the 90s, I would say, and even the early 2000s. Sometimes you're going to get a kit that's just like, this leg is really wobbly. I'm going to add a couple dabs of glue or some liquid cement or some blue tack and just kind of make it more stable because it just needs something. But especially, I would say there's a couple real grades that are like that. But if you're buying a master grade since 2012, pretty much. Now, obviously, there's exceptions to that. But I would say even the last 10 years, you don't need any glue. You don't have to put stickers on it. You don't have to put water slides. You don't have to get markers. All those things are great, right? Paint, all of that. That's all great. And it's gravy. I will say, I think that the shiny green on top of just the clear green is nice. This is not the clearest example because it's green, and so that's not going to work on the green screen. I don't know if this sticker, in person, me looking at this right now, I like the reflectiveness of the sticker. I don't, I got all pale there. That happens. Yeah, I think it looks good. Because the reflectiveness, I think, is nice for the top of here. But you also could get away with it not. A lot of times with high-grade kits, a cheaper kit, less pieces, less detail, the stickers are going to mean a lot to the kit. Like, it's like you need to put the eye stickers on there because they don't pop without the eye stickers. Because then it's just clear plastic. You need the color. It's going to be the shield is going to get details by putting stickers on it. It's going to make certain elements of the kit pop and tie it together. Even though it's older, it's good. Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, also, this is an older kit, but it's also from 2018 that this kit was released. That doesn't always mean it's a quality kit, but it was a redesign, and I appreciate the redesign. Like, sometimes if you buy, a kit that, it's just oh, this came out in 2012. Well, it's just a re-release of a 2004 kit that wasn't the best. The actual tricky thing to find out is not about, oh, does this kit require glue? Does this kit come with fucking screws? Does this kit come with 3 different kinds of tiny screws? and they're not labeled well for me, maybe for you, but not for me, and it's a pain in the ass, and oh God, I have to find a screwdriver. What am I doing? Why did I want to build this kit? Why did they do this? Oh, oh yeah, this perfect grade's easy, they said. They lied. No glasses, screws in my models, please. Yeah, I literally my toolkit, which my toolkit is mostly an iFixit kit with a few modifications here and there of different things, some different things, but these are all tools that work very well for what I'm doing. It also I have a screwdriver in here, and I hate that I have to have a screwdriver in here, but also I need to have a screwdriver in here because I'm working on a perfect grade. It's gonna have screws in it, and then if I'm working on a G Gundam kit, it's going to have fucking screws, and I'm swearing, and I don't need to swear all the time. I don't mind swearing, but I'm just thinking about model kits that require me to have screws. It's making me angry. Getting hot. Master Grade God Gundam has screws, but very easy to do screws. Their size well, it's ones that are for knees have a washer. Shaz, I don't disagree with you. I will say this, and I've told this story before. It's not a story. It's an anecdote, I should say. After years of not doing model kits, my first kit back was the Shining Gundam. And I turned to a page, and suddenly I had screws. And it just made me go, do I really want to do this? Do I really, like, what? Why does this kit have screws in it? And the Master Gundam, I remember having screws that it was frustrating. By the time I got to the Spiegel, which we did pretty recently, it's 2019, yeah. Um, it was frustrating. Look, I just think that I understand what they were doing with it, and they were trying stuff on that when they were working on that kit, but it was at the time frustrating. And as I've got better at doing model kits, it becomes less annoying. The screws hold it together. Yes, I mean a screw in your chest piece and your waist is going to keep it, and it's going to actually end up being a very sturdy kit. The G Gundam kits are sturdy. The Master Gundam should be top heavy, and it isn't. So I can understand it and I can appreciate it, but in the moment, I'm always frustrated to see that little bag and realize that I'm going to have to put screws in a kit. Uh, it's just not my favorite part of model kit building by any stretch of the imagination. Silver says, my wife is 3D printing a life-size FF8 gun blade, and I feel like I'm making a model kit because there are so many tiny detailed parts that have to be precisely placed to look the four major pieces together. That's a lot, Silver Streak. I mean, that fucking sounds awesome, and please, 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 send me a tweet with the photos when you're done, or join the Discord and include that there. I'm going to put the Discord link right now because we are going to take a pause for the calls in a moment. Uh, but that's my Discord, which people can promote their own stuff. It's like mine did. I post links to everything I've done in there. I post build photos after every stream. If you're not currently in the Discord, feel free to join that. It is a chill Discord. It is not busy. There's not a lot going on, but it's nice to check in every day with it. But yeah, please, when you're getting close or you feel like it's time to take photos over, please let me know because I want to see that. We are going to take a brief break. I'm going to drink a little more water. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. As always, the second half we will talk about some anime that I watched since Monday, which was our last build stream. The second half of the stream, because we're going to 11 p.m. Eastern, I always talk about anime stuff. So I'm going to talk about some anime. But right now, just ways you can support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. First and foremost, Ultron just threw the Bear Cave and the Lego emotes in there. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the emote in there and let me know you're here, especially, friends like Aristofan who don't necessarily chat. That's just not how they contribute to this. They watch, and we're always happy to have them. Jam is here. Hello. Welcome back, my friend. For those that are new, because you came in just because you were looking up Gunpla or because you came in on a raid, which is awesome, I stream Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays. This Saturday I'll be streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern instead of my usual 9 p.m. And again, just watching is awesome. I love having people that want to chat. If that's not what you like to do, that's totally cool. Becoming a subscriber will be rad because it is September. You can get that cheap, discounted new subscription to Tier 1 or use your Twitch Prime coin. If you have Amazon Prime, link it with your Twitch. That's a cool way to support the stream. The numbers go up when you subscribe, and I like seeing the numbers go up. I also have a Patreon. That's another way. You get videos that I make earlier, so that is another way to support the stream and what I do. This kit I bought with my own money, but sometimes people buy things off my Amazon wish list. It is September, Silver, indeed. I have an Amazon wish list. I put things in there that I like to buy to build. If you buy it, it comes to me in the mail, and it jumps the line. I make a little video about it. I've got some inexpensive stuff. I've got some more expensive things. Small projects, big projects. I put the real grade Unicorn Gundam in there because I still haven't built that. I took a break on real grades because they are the 144 scale. I prefer the 1/100, but I still like it. I put all the death sites back in there because I just want to build them again. Expensive kits that I don't expect people to buy. Like, I'm not expecting anyone to ever buy me the perfect grade EVA 01. But if you were like, I have $120 plus shipping, and I want to I want to spend that on you, Pat. I want to watch you build that. I mean, you could. What do we have right here? Silver Streak just gifted 3 tier 1s. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote and thank Silver Streak for gift subbing. For September, they gift subbed to Christian and Saz and Take Two Shots. You now have gift subscriptions. That's awesome. If you wanted to convert those, it would be $2.50 instead of $5, and it would kick in after 1 month. Silver Streak also subscribed at Tier 1. Thank you so much for that. Let's all throw the Bear Cave and Lego if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, just throw whatever you want in there. But yeah, if you buy something on my Amazon wish list, I will build it on the stream. Because, if I played PUBG, I would just play PUBG. And I bought PUBG, and then I play it. But I don't do that. I build model kits. And once I'm done building a model kit, it's done. USA Gundam Store is another option. If you don't want to buy something on Amazon, and I get that, you could go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card, send me a message about it. If you buy a gift card, you get a code in your email, and you can send me the code, and I could buy something on there. That's another option. And then I have a coffee and a Streamlabs and a PayPal, and those are just donations. And what I get through when I stream, and people support me on Twitch, or support me on Patreon, or donate. Bits and coins. If you want to cheer, use the Subway cheer emote because I get bonuses. All of that goes to me buying kits and equipment for the stream to keep the stream going. I've been lucky, knock on wood. I'm not going to have some wood over there. To not need new equipment this year. The only equipment I have bought in 2019 was I bought a new bulb for my light. Because I dropped one of them about 3 months ago, and then I had to go and buy another one as fast as possible. But yeah, it's just all been about buying model kits. I've just been buying model kits, and that's been great. I mentioned the Discord, and then I will mention one last plug. I made a vlog when I was at PAX West not too long ago, and the link is right there if you want to check out my vlog. It's montages of the show floor and kind of I found time to go to some odd spaces at PAX. I don't often get to go to like the Jam Space, which is back at PAX West, and I went to the Act Theater and a bunch of odd little places and saw some games and saw some weird stuff on the show floor and took some video of that. and talked about those things and little clips from my panels. And I'm still not great at vlogging. I'd like to get better at it, but I'm still not great at it. Anyway, let's get back to building. And since it's the second half of the stream, a thing that I do here is talk about the anime that I watched in the last couple days. So this is stuff that came out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are getting towards the end of the season. New stuff's coming out in October. Right now, a bunch of shows that I watch wrap up. In fact, 3 shows I watch had their last episodes. So I'll talk about those second and kind of wrap them up and start with the ongoing shows or the shows that have another episode. So the first ongoing is Black Clover. They are look. I'm expecting in a couple weeks a filler episode or a flashback episode or a catch-up episode or another here's all the petite clovers. They're going to do another they have to at some point soon because they're spending so much money clearly of their budget on these fights because all these fights look so good. If you haven't watched Black Clover, it's a shonen. It's about magic. But here's the thing. The main guy in the show, it's a world where magic is cool and people want to be the Wizard King. Asta wants to be the Wizard King. Turns out Asta can't use magic. He has no magic abilities. Can't do shit. Asta is trying so hard, but he doesn't give up. And turns out that he has anti-magic, which feels like a cheat, but isn't a cheat. And he's also a real good dude, and he's trying real hard to make it happen and to be awesome. Yeah, Christian, definitely filler coming soon. I mean, it's just like it has to be. They're just spending so much money on the fight scenes. Great fight scenes right now. Very cool. Is just this the first a spell for the chameleon? Silver, I don't know the reference to that. I'm sorry. Black Clover is a shonen show about wizards, and there's a wizard at war, and there's cool characters and fun people. And Charmy hasn't been in the show in a while, and it bums me out because Charmy rules, and I want more Charmy. We haven't had Charmy. She's a minor character in the show that I love. She's the best. And I want her to show up again. Dang it. Yes, they already set up the whole let's make our way to the Capitol and fight some randos in the meantime. Yeah, Christian, I mean, they're setting up for that. But like I said, I'm expecting to be filler. Anyway, the show is great, and I really like it. And I got over being annoyed with the show very early on because when I first started watching it, the choice to have the main character have he just yells all the time. It's a novel by Piers Anthony, entitled World of the Wizards, where everyone has magic. The one guy's born has no magic, has to go on an adventure to try and find a way to have magic or be exiled. Oh, okay. His magic. Yeah, I mean, so it's basically like everybody's got, not everybody, but a lot of people have grimoires and the books that have their magic in them. And then Asta's grimoire is just like a sword that destroys magic, and then a sword that reflects magic, and then a sword that he can imbue himself with demotic powers, which people are like, what does that fucking mean? What are you even talking about? What the hell? But yeah, I mean, it's just a shonen show about magic users and having heart and also friendship. It's definitely about fucking friendship and rivalry and nice rivalry. Like, what if Naruto and Sasuke were always nice to each other instead of annoyingly not nice to each other and annoyingly competitive and annoyingly annoying and like, fucking come on, guys. What if they were just like, well, both of them think they're better than the other, but they also know they're better. They can only get better by competing against one another. And it's just good. Just good friendship and good stuff. Um, One more episode left of Isekai Cheat Magician, which is it's an Isekai, and it's by the look. I don't like that Isekai Cheat Magician is, with one episode remaining, the best of the four Isekai that came out this season. It shouldn't be the best because it's very by the numbers and not particularly great. Um, it should not be the best one, or the one I like the most of the ones that came out this season. Uh, Shonen got me through my entire teen years. I'll definitely check out Black Clover. Yeah, Infamous. I would say the best shonen right now is Fire Force. Uh, Except that Fire Force has a thing where one of the characters, the female characters, the joke is that she keeps getting into odd nude situations or highly suggestive situations that she doesn't want to be in, and that's played for laughs, and that fucking sucks. Other than that, Fire Force rules. There's just a minor character that they gave a terrible trait to. Uh, she's coming here, and then her pants fell down. Why? And then she got mad at a dude because her pants fell down. And I was like, why is this happening? Anyway, other than that, Fire Force is great. I used to watch another shonen. Then a friend of mine said, oh, hey, you should watch My Hime. Yeah. Look, yes, 100%. Sometimes animes can wreck you. I understand. Yeah, it is weird that Black Clover and Fire Force have the same voice, like same main guy. It is strange, but it's also like uh, Zoro from One Piece is in a bunch of stuff, including Fire Force, and it's so weird to hear him play like a different character. Uh, it's always odd uh, in those shows. Okay, so uh, yes, Silver. I am aware of that. Yeah, of that show. Um, anyway, as I said, it's a guy cheat magician. Like, it's by the numbers, but they also kind of call out that it's by the numbers. Uh, they acknowledge that is all part of someone's master plan, which allows them to do kind of like rote stuff. Um, Episode 11 has moments from episode 1, because episode 1 they do this thing and show off some characters and they flash back to the beginning of the story, which I like. I like when shows do that. So I like that. uh, I think that's like a cool element to it. um, I mean, genuinely enjoy that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, okay, now we've seen that episode element, and there's one more episode. So it's not, like as I said, there's nothing strong or incredible about this. It's just that um, the other isekai this season have been either just bad or meh, or uh, in the case of Ari Forta, kind of unique and kind of interesting, and then incredibly disappointing. There's a lot of shared talent. It's pretty uncommon to have the same voice actor doing two protagonists at the same time. Yes, Christian, I can see what you mean. It's one thing to be like, oh, this voice actor, well, there was like someone from My Hero Academia, when they take a long break in between seasons, doing an ongoing. It is weird to have the main voice actor in two ongoing shows. Like, yeah, there's voice actors in Radiant, but Radiant took a break. Second season's coming out of Radiant. I'm going to try to catch up. I think Radiant might be the show I watch in this interim of September to October, where like shows have ended and I now have a little more time to watch old things. I might try to get caught up on Radiant because I gave up on it but then I hear it gets pretty good. So I might check that out. Also, I like the idea of a manga that is written outside of Japan. That's just kind of unique and interesting. That did well there, I should say. Um, let's see. Okay, so that's Black Clover and Isekai Cheat Magician. There's one episode less of Isekai Cheat Magician. Black Clover is an ongoing. Then we have 3 shows that ended. Are You Lost? Are You Lost overall is a very good show that I would recommend, except for one part of it, which sucks. There's just an out of place, completely weird moment in this last episode that I don't want to get into. I just want to just it, I really like this show a lot, and it's frustrating to have like it end on a really weird. It's just a weird element in episode 12 of Are You Lost? It's a 15-minute show. I think it's totally worth checking out if you like odd slices of life. There wasn't really slice of life this season, um, uh, and if you like that subgenre, that subcategory of anime, um, then you don't have a lot of options. So I would say check it out. It's kind of weird. It ends kind of weird. And then also there's a cliffhanger for, I guess, a season 2, or the idea of how this show could end if they had another episode, which is kind of odd. Overall, it was good. It was funny. It was entertaining. I liked some of the characters, and some characters had some growth that was cool. But there is a weird uh, element to the last episode that I didn't necessarily love. I was more positive on Demon Lord Retry's last episode. Demon Lord Retry is a weird isekai. It has a really interesting premise, the idea of doing a Overlord style, dot hack style, oh, a video game is now real and I am in a fantasy world kind of thing. But the character that the main person is inhabiting is a character that comes from a GTA style game, not a fantasy game. So the dude that looks like a mafia boss, and there's NPCs that he's created that he brings into the game, and that adds an interesting element, and it's some weirdness to it, and there's some adorable characters in it and some interesting characters in it that I like a lot. And it ends strong and sets up a second season if they want to do it. But it's just all over the place. Like, it's a show that I'm like, is this an adventure series or is this a, like, slice of life isekai? Like, what are you trying to do with it? I'm just confused by the end of the day. Because, like, episode 11, last week's episode, had a bunch of, like, stuff that should have been in the second episode. Like, conversations about dungeons. Like, basic RPG conversations that shouldn't have been towards the end of the show. And the middle of the show had big action fights. There's no fights in the last, like, 3 episodes. Like, 3 or 4 episodes, I think. There's no action. It's weird. It's weirdly paced. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look up to see if there was stuff cut out of the manga. Or not. It's a pet peeve of mine when people say, when people on the internet, because of course that's where it is, like YouTube videos that go, what should have been in the anime. I don't want to say that. I will say, it feels like they picked and chose some things to cut out of the manga that might be interesting and give more context to the world, and I would be kind of interested in that. I don't know. But overall, Demon Lord, like, if you don't have Hulu, don't get Hulu for Demon Lord Retry. Like, don't spend money for 1 month to binge that. Get Hulu because you want to watch season 2 of One Punch Man. Which gets better after like the first two episodes. Uh, but don't get Hulu because you're like, well, Pat was talking about this show and I want to get caught up on it because like it's definitely not worth it. Um, yeah, it is overall a bummer. Um, and then the last show I'll talk about is if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. Uh, oh yeah, Infamous. One Punch Man season 2 came out this year. This has been a good. It is weird because, um, obviously different shows, different whatever, but uh, we had season 2 of One Punch Man and we had season 2 of Mob Psycho. Season 2 of Mob Psycho is incredible. That's probably my favorite show of the year. Uh, that or That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime are like my top two shows of the year. But One Punch Man season 2, the first two episodes aren't great. Also, the first episode art is bad. The first episode of One Punch Man season 2 like is stuttery. It's jittery and it's just weird. It's a different studio. It's frustrating. I literally switched from Chrome to Firefox and I was like, maybe it's me. It was not me. Um, but yeah, that's yeah. So Netflix, Hulu does have a few things that are cool, but yes, Mob Psycho was season 2 of Mob Psycho is so good. Uh, so happy for Mob. Um, he works so hard. He tries so hard, and I was just so happy for him. He was able to. My boy. There is one episode of the movie chokes so hard. Uh, there's some like. So the thing with Mob Psycho season 2 is there are episodes that like hit you and are like, oh yeah, 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 and there's some that are like, oh, this is tough, and then they lull you into this false sense of security. Like I had said, like, hey y'all, no spoilers, but like, there's an episode that seems cool and chill and kind of like an odd throwback to the first season, but they're doing that on purpose. They're doing that to fuck with you so that it is more, the ending is way more impactful. And goddamn, that ending was very impactful. Oh boy. Wait, where'd I go? Great. Gotta go to bed. Have a lovely evening. Leo, you too. Oh, so I never actually got to talk about if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. So overall, cute show, fun show, good characters, interesting designs. For a slice of life show, there were some heavy moments, some real sad moments. Um, the part that brings the show down for me and makes it a show that will leave me feeling meh about it is, and I know that it comes from it in some ways comes from a place of this is a thing, this is actually how some people feel in these relationships, but the central core conceit is there's a demon girl named Latina. She's a good girl. Bad things have happened in her family. She is now orphaned and alone and exiled from the devil, demons and devils, which is somewhat interchangeable and shouldn't be. And she's being raised now by an adventurer, and it's mostly like her like figuring out how the world works and figuring out how towns work and learning English and hanging out and growing as a entity. And there's always this background thing where the guy Dale that's raising her thinks of Latina as his daughter. Like he's definitely just like, I'm raising this really cute and cool and fun and nice and seemingly gonna be a strong magic user, and that's cool, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm gung ho about that. And Latina is most of the time just happy to have someone care about her and be nice to her and saved her from living in the woods by herself and she's grateful. But also the show is definitely telling me that Latina wants to grow up and get older faster so that she can be with Dale. And it's weird and I don't like it. And every time that it gets that way, I'm like, I hate this part of the show. Uh, I wish that this manga writer had friends who were like, "Hey, dude, this part of your book sucks." Um, and I'd heard that it gets like people were telling me like, "Hey, the manga goes places," and I'm sure that's where it goes. Like, and I know that there are folks that have been raised by people that are not blood relatives that and have certain feelings and explore those things. And like, I'm not here to make any judgments about people and how they live or any of that. But this is a fictional story. And in this fictional story, what if it was just about an adventurer and a cool young lady demon girl, like, and it was just a cool father-daughter relationship and didn't have moments where you're like, well, she's very jealous of his ex-girlfriend. Okay. Ugh. Uh, it's not great. It's pretty not great. Uh, and it does like make it a because there are moments in it that are really poignant and really interesting and engaging. There is a whole thing about the school that they go to that she goes to and her other classmates go to is run by the church and the teacher doesn't know that she's a devil child and freaks the fuck out and like there's a whole like revolt of the class against the teacher like in support of Latina and it's like a poignant cool thing that like also involves Latina like trying to cut her horns off so that she can blend in and fit in and it's like a whole fucking thing that's deep and a lot for what is at sometimes a very lighthearted thing. Because there's a whole other plot where like he stays above like the adventurers, former adventurers own like this like inn that a lot of like tough dudes in the tough part of town go and eat, and they're all charmed by this lovely lady who now like works part time as an apprentice to learn to do this stuff. And she like brings the meals out and she's cooking, and they're all like you get to see like these gruff, tough looking, like scarred up dudes be like, "Oh, miss, you're so great. You're the best." And being like, when's the young lady come back? Because she's the best. And it's like, there's a lot of lightheartedness to the show. And then there's also like I said, some dark, like, quote unquote, like, I don't know, it's like real or like poignant stuff that's really engaging. And then also, as an audience member, we know that the main character wants to become an adult so she can marry her father figure. And it's fucking weird. And then also, there are other characters who are quote unquote knowing, who are like, who can see where this is leading. And I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. This sucks. Uh, so I would say that I recommend watching clips of this show on YouTube. If you want to find clips of, uh, if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord, and like Crunchyroll collections or somebody else or VinTube or whatever. If you want to find collections of that, I would say that's probably the way to watch the show because that is at least fun because you're just getting the fun moments of it. Or maybe even some of the sad moments that are still good. You know, sad but good. But that way you won't get the weird moments. And that's the 5 anime shows I watched. I still got a bunch of stuff to watch for Saturday, and I'll have to But that, uh, there's some other stuff coming up. I mean, there's new shows coming out. Like I said, I think that I'm going to try to get caught up on Radiant before season 2 starts because Radiant seems like a cool show. Uh, I'm also almost caught up. I've watched some episodes, but I'm not caught up yet. But I've watched some episodes on Fairy Tale because I don't know how many episodes are left, but like it's fucking getting close. And Given, yep, Given, which is gorgeous. I'll talk about Given on Saturday. Um, uh, and that's a show that like I didn't start watching, and I was bummed that I didn't uh, when it came out. But that show has really grown on me. It's really solid. The music's great, and like, yeah. Wait, is Given only 11 episodes? I thought it was going to be 12. Or is that almost over? Because I'm on episode 10. I haven't watched episode 11. 11's a weird number. Uh, I mean, it's not uncommon that a show has, uh, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was 11 episodes. Huh. Okay. I am not caught up yet. I have to watch episode 11. That came out today, and I did not watch it. Uh, yeah, 11. Yes. Yes, it ended today. That's that's a weird number, folks. 11 is an odd number. I mean, an unusual number. I always said that was the thing that always struck me about when a show has existed and came out. Uh, you can kind of judge if you're checking out a show that existed a while ago. You can always judge that like maybe it ended up not being as popular if it has like less episodes than a normal batch of 12, maybe 13, plus like usually an OVA. And now it's standard to have like two or three, maybe even two OVAs or whatever to finish off the last Blu-ray to entice people to finish their collection or whatever. But 11 is an odd number. I would say that like Problem Children Are Coming to This World is a 10 episode show, and I I watched it knowing that it was 10 episodes, knowing that at some point I would like it less, and it's very true. Because the first arc is great, and the second arc is not. And I'm like, it makes sense that they probably rushed this along to get it done, and that's why it's only 10. But 10 always felt like such a weird number. Um, and then not always, but often, if a show is 24 or 26 episodes, it probably should have been 18. I'm looking at you, uh, um, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, a show that I genuinely very much enjoy, but also should not have been as many episodes as it was. I mean, also don't get me started on that OVA. Oh boy, that time I got reincarnated as a slime's OVA is garbage. It's trash. It's very not good, and made me upset about how not good it is. Yeah, I mean, Christian, the last arc of that time I got reincarnated as slime feels like the start of a new arc. It feels like the first couple episodes of a new arc, like the beginning of this season of how not this season of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, where like it's a little contained thing about what character, and it sets up a larger thing, and then the larger thing would have been tougher to do without the small thing. Instead, they're just like, hey, leave all these characters we introduced and become a teacher for a bunch of these other characters. And we might tie it in. And then let's meet the person that will most likely be the big bad of the next season, but not in the last episode. Let's meet him at the beginning of this mini arc. It's so weird. It's such a strange thing because the show is going along and certainly needed more than 12 or 13 episodes to do what it was doing, and I enjoyed it, but it did feel weird because it's just like an extra odd part of the story. Like the guy's like, now what do I do? I don't want him to fight the Demon Lord yet. I guess I'll do this other thing. Reminds me of my teens with my favorite manga at the time. Bleach was getting a show, and entire seasons were complete filler original arcs. Yeah, I mean, if that's honestly slightly a different thing. Yes, Danmachi is 12 episodes. And not 13. I thought it was going to be a 13, but I guess it's going to be 12 for season 2. Yeah, I mean, this is a little different. This is the choice was made to do for how not to. I keep getting the long names. The Isekai names get to you. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. They did a whole lot of episodes in the show. I'm going to look it up. So they did a double order. And they ended up doing 24 and a half episodes. The 24.5 is just a recap episode. So they did 24 episodes. And, I mean, episode 24 is not about what's going on, and really it should have ended at episode 18 or 19, and instead they added another, like, mini arc to fill it out, and it's weird. Bleach and Naruto and Dragon Ball and your big shonen ongoing series, all the big shows have filler because they are trying to not catch up to the manga, or they've caught up to the manga and they need to spread things out. It's the difference between doing seasonal and doing ongoing. Black Clover is getting to the point where it will catch up to the manga, and they've had to slow things down, and maybe they will stop being an ongoing. I always prefer that. Please stop being an ongoing instead of the alternative, which is long filler arcs that are not great. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's always just been my opinion of that. And sometimes the filler is interesting. And sometimes the nice thing about Bleach was that because there was a lot of filler, they didn't forget it. A thing that you find in in Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball will have a filler arc and then never reference again. Christian, that is a funny explanation of filler, yeah. In Gaitama, but yeah, in Dragon Ball there'll be filler and then you'll never reference it, and it's as if it didn't exist because they just don't want to care about it. They'll do something in Bleach, kind of acknowledged its filler as part of its world, and in my opinion did a better job of laying the groundwork of this is the story, this is where it deviates from the manga, we're going for it. So one of my favorite examples of we're not going to get more of this anyway. So the anime Flame of Recca kill a character that's not dead in the manga because they knew they weren't going to keep making the show. They knew that it wasn't hitting, and they were catching up to the manga. Oh no, they had caught up to the manga. But they also knew that they weren't going to keep making the anime after a certain point. So they just fucking kill they kill an antagonist. They just have some villains kill another villain because they're like, whatever, this will be good for story. because they knew they weren't going to be able to make a lot more of it. And like, that's some bold ass shit. They acknowledge used to be a flashback that was on the manga with extra scenes from fillers. Is it okay to reference the fillers? Yeah, I mean, like there are some shows, as I said, that try to incorporate their filler as world building and part of it. Like I remember there's a Sakura. Sakura gets a new move in some filler arc for Naruto, and then never used that new move because it wasn't from the anime, or it was created in the anime and didn't end up in the manga. So like, she just has a move that she never uses again, and it's like, that sucks. Uh, or like the Heavens tournament in Dragon Ball Z is never referenced again because it's not in the manga. It's just filler, and they're like, nope, that didn't happen. All right, I guess it fucking didn't. Um, and that's not true. There is a character in that arc that does show up later, very briefly, as a nod, but is not as important, and definitely doesn't matter as much. There are other filler elements to that show that just don't ever get referenced. I mean, there's episodes of Dragon Ball Z that are filler that weren't in the original dub. They just skipped them because they were like, this arc doesn't mean anything. We have so many episodes we can make. Let's just not do it. Which is an interesting choice for a show to just be like, nah, Goku is an idiot. Like fake Namek. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, so there's a difference between, in some instances, they were just like condensing it, and the Kai version is a different thing than that. But there are some parts where they're just like, nah, let's just not, let's just not dub these episodes. Let's just skip them. We don't need all the, we don't have to do this show every week and pace it against a manga creator and their life schedule. We'll just not do an episode. We'll just skip these episodes. We have hundreds left, and it's a choice that I don't hate because the alternative is, yeah, like just stuff that nobody wants to watch. It was kind of funny though because I had watched fan subs a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and then you just be like, oh, they skipped that? Huh, okay. Oh, that's where y'all are on Toonami? Alright. Enjoy, I guess. We are almost done here. I'm going to finish up this hand here. Because I'm almost done with the hand. And then we will wrap up for the day. Because I am almost done. This hand is created interestingly. It's odd elements to this. Figure it out. Oh, okay. Snaps in like that, I think. I don't know. I'm going to look at this later. We'll wrap up. I'll take care of this later because I'm a little confused by it. That's the nice thing about having a couple of days late. VHS fan subs. I mean, you could get a lot. You could, get a few episodes in. The best was DVD fan subs because then you got like 10 episodes and they were all using Alta Vista translations. And were bad. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out here on a Thursday evening. Folks that came in because of the raids or what have you, or just looking things up, I hope you'll watch on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern will be the next stream. 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern time. This Saturday will be the next one. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday or beginning of your Friday or whatever's going on with y'all. Thanks for watching. Tell a friend, tell a stranger. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next Build with Baer Workshop. Bye-bye.